Hello, welcome to Induztry podcast right here, live for VBO Lounge. As you know, this is your number one podcast in the diaspora. We bring you everything in entertainment, lifestyle, culture. You get to see it, you get to hear it first, exclusive. We've got like the industry in the house, guys. When I say industry, we've got it in the house, you know. Don't let me go any further right now. We got our first female DJ in the diaspora. When we talk about culture, we've got in the studio. She doesn't need no introduction. You all know about MVP, Cynthia, First Lady of Afrobeats, Life, Industry House Podcast. How you doing? Good evening.
Hi, Femi.
Whoa, it's about time now.
You're gonna get me beat up in the street.
For London town, Cynthia, for London town, you know, no one can try that. You know that. This is London, you know.
I do love your introduction. Thank you.
But no one can try that, man. Yo, First Lady, man. You know, we got to keep it real.
I accept it.
Industry House Podcast, we keep it real. You know that, ain't it? We don't beat around the bush. And we got Victor in the building. VBO Lounge. How you doing, Vic?
Fine, thank you.
We're back here again this evening with the beautiful, lovely First Lady of Afrobeats. Say no more. Cynthia, how you doing?
I'm great. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yes,
thanks for coming down.
No problem.
Obviously, it's been a while now. You know, the industry's gone over a decade or 2 decades now. You've been there. I want you to introduce yourself fully to the young, up-and-coming female DJs. You know, those in diaspora. I would like you to introduce yourself, please.
Okay, so I'm Cynthia DJ MVP. As the name says, DJ, artist, businesswoman, vice president of Nigerian DJs UK, co-owner of Tribe Urban Media House, Tribe Urban Studios, podcast studio, music recording studio, photography, videography studio, and of course radio station. So a short introduction about myself.
You know, yeah.
That's a lot of activity you do.
I know.
Trust me.
And I haven't told you about the other things.
Exactly.
I'm also a coder, SQL coder, so I do do a lot.
You do a lot. You do a lot. And big up to you, man.
Thank
and
you.
keep it up, man. You know, we love what we're doing. You're doing, and you know we'll always support you 24/7. We're there to support you. Yeah? I mean, becoming the first female Afrobeat DJ in diaspora, what inspired you to pursue this path as a DJ? To become a DJ, I mean.
So I never actually thought that I was going to be a DJ or wanted to become a DJ. It was never a thing for me. I did know that I loved music. I was always into music, but mainly in the church. So as people love to say, I'm a pastor. My parents are ministers, you know. I grew up, you know.
What Pentecostal or what kind of
RCCG.
Okay.
You know.
Say no more. RCCG. Okay.
Yeah. So back in the day, you know, ministers with the hats and everything, youth choir, church choir, whatever. You know, I grew up in a home where, you know, apart from us being RCCG, we grew up like Catholics. Like I have Reverend Fathers in my family.
Wow.
And when I was growing up, I was always in like the Reverend Sister's house. We're proper, you know, Christian. So school, church, nothing in between. Then I go off to uni, and of course, girls gotta live a life. I'm joking. So in uni, I had a friend whose boyfriend was a DJ. Borrowed my laptop for a house party next door.
This is right in the UK?
Yes,
in the
Hertfordshire,
UK.
UH.
Hertfordshire. Okay.
He borrowed my laptop, installed virtual DJ, forgot to uninstall it, brought it back to me. I couldn't sleep. I played around, I recorded something, and I remember it was the Nails Party Hard. And
Party Hard.
Yes, and it was another Afrobeat song.
Yeah.
And then I called him over. It was just a short mix. And I played it for him.
You called the nail?
No. Oh, God, no.
No, I was just
my house.
Yeah, I just said, why not?
No.
Yeah.
My friend's boyfriend.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a DJ at the time.
Okay.
So I called him over. I played the mix, and he's like, "Did you Google this? Like, how did you know how to do this?" I was like, "I don't know. I just saw a red button. I pressed. I was just, you know, listening with my ears. Yeah, on my laptop. I was just listening with my ears. So right there, he picked up his phone. He was on the phone to someone. Next thing, my uni door opens and it's Jam walking in.
DJ Jam,
Yes.
Jam, Oyinbo Swag. I remember DJ Jam.
Yeah.
You know what? We're going to come to that later. Yeah.
So it's Jam walking in, and then Jam comes, hears the same thing, asks the same questions, got on the phone again. next thing is Soze walking in the door.
So
Now I've got 3 DJs and I'm sitting there like, what's happening? Huh? And then Soze listened, asked the same questions, and it's like, okay, you're going to be a DJ, we will teach you. I was like, okay, sure. What else am I doing in my life?
Yeah.
And that was it.
Wow. When you say Soze, so Soze, Jam, and your boyfriend?
No, my friend's boyfriend.
Your
at the
friend's
time,
boyfriend.
yes.
So what? You must have said something to them. For Jam, you know, Soze used to be a top DJ.
Of course.
DJ Soze.
He's still a top DJ.
Yeah, he's still a top DJ up to there. And then Jam then was with Soze, and then they came. How did you feel though that time? Like, what's these people doing? Like,
So,
they must have seen something in you.
Yes. Obviously, I knew they heard something in the mix. I just wasn't sure what it was or what was happening. And when they said, you know, I know I've always had an ear for music. So I was just like, okay, sure, why not? Let me see how this goes. So it wasn't something I actually pursued or said, oh yeah, this would be my life goal to be a DJ.
Yeah.
It's just something that sort of fell in my lap. And we went from there. And the training was brutal. Like, it would be hours into early morning. They're sitting down, they're chilling.
On your laptop? This was...
like proper setup. So
okay.
we would go to Soze's house, like days after days. He would set up and he would make me stand for hours. And he's like, keep mixing. And everybody else in the room would be doing their own thing. But once I hear a mistake, he's like, you clang, start again.
Wow.
And it was like that. It was just...
Wow.
Until my first ever... I didn't even know I was going to DJ in public the first time I DJed in public.
Well, what gig was that? Can you remember?
So it was a private party that Jam was playing at. It was a Zimbabwe party.
Okay.
And you know, them times we used to follow him around. We would wear his T-shirts. So when we got there, he's like, by the way, you're going to DJ today.
Put you on the spot.
I'm like, what? He's like, yes, you're going to open up. So I ended up playing for like an hour. At the
1 hour?
Yeah, at the beginning of the party.
I was a respond from the crowd.
I don't think it was that great.
What about you? How did you find it?
Yeah.
I was so nervous. It was nerve-wracking for me. For a long time, to be honest, when it comes to DJing, it's nerve-wracking. You know, it takes a lot of you, but I developed my own tools and ways to sort of navigate all of that.
So what challenges did you face breaking into the music industry as a female DJ, you know, in a dominant male Afrobeat scene?
Ooh.
Is there any challenges?
Any challenges?
Yeah, like what challenges were there?
A lot. So
a lot, you know.
Yeah, a lot.
Wow.
So professionally you face challenges and personally you do face challenges. So one of which is what I said, obviously coming from such a Christian home, no one knew I was a DJ until someone saw it on Facebook and it got leaked to the church. And then my mom was like, my dad was like, what is happening? What is this? You're going to the club. You're going to man.
You're meant to be a choir.
Yeah,
a choir leader.
Do you understand? And them times, every weekend, my mom would come pick me up from uni, take me back home. So she makes sure I go to church, blah, blah, blah. So obviously that sort of slowed down. And then I started going out. And they're like, what? You're a DJ? You're going to club? You're smoking? You're drinking? Immediately, that's what people think, right? So they stopped me from DJing for over a year. Literally ban, straight ban. I remember I cried. I'm like, why? My life is over, whatever. And then
okay, that was literally after how many months or a year? Was it about a year?
I'll say about a year.
Into it. And
Into
they just
it, yeah.
put a stop to it.
Put a stop to it,
Wow.
yes. And then Suzy ended up calling my mom, actually taking her to Nando's to beg and say, yo, she's talented.
Oh, Suzy?
Yes, don't stop her. My mom was still like, DJ Abbas called my mom.
Wow.
He picked up the phone, he rang my mom, he's like, madam, please. Obviously, once she heard DJ Abbas, she's like, Then Adevo came, Unbeatable came.
Wow.
Yes.
You had a lot of support.
It was a lot of support. Like, they were not happening.
It wasn't easy being the first DJ.
I think that's it's quite good. You said what you said now, that you've got the support from a lot of male DJs, and these DJs you just got their name. They are renowned DJs,
of course,
and to support you coming up. And I think it's quite impressive that you remember what we've always said about in terms of the barriers.
Yeah.
And then, because I believe that, I don't know, maybe you're going to say it at some point, is that there will be a barrier, and the barrier is going to be like, you were never accepted by the male DJs, but the way it sounds, where you're going to, that there's some support there by these renowned names.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, coming up, so that is quite good to hear.
It's amazing because I would say as much as there were obviously the flip side of the coin, there's always a flip side. But if you know me, I'm stubborn. Do you get? And I can blank out a certain side. Yeah. I don't need to see what you're doing or what you're projecting towards me, because the people that support me are actually relevant in my life and they're giving me what I need. Yeah. Do you understand? So it was amazing, and they all came through, begged my mom, spoke to my mom, and then my mom was like, okay, where's she going to be playing? Adivog was like, Steam Bar, I'm the promoter. My mom is like, cool, this is my child. You will take her every Saturday. You will drop her off every Saturday. Put your number in my phone. If I don't see my child by this time, I will call you. My mom is an adult woman, you know? That fire is there.
Say no more. I love
said,
that.
I will call you.
And Steam Bar was the number one spot there.
Oh, yeah, it's for Afrobeats.
You, Unbeatable, Tiali, Adevo, you were
Bada
locking
Bing,
it down.
yes.
That was the spot then, that was the spot, And then, obviously, that's when you started the whole...
Yes.
Fully
into it. So, I was resident at Steam Bar for 6 years.
6 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
And you don't even know when the time is flying.
Yeah.
So, it's a lot of work.
Yeah, so what do you see your role in shaping the perspective of female DJs in Afrobeat, and beyond? What do you...
Tricky question. I hope I've changed something.
Definitely.
So the first thing that I hope I've changed is broken down that barrier. Like, you don't need to say, oh, for a female DJ, for a girl, you are good. No, I'm good. I'm a good DJ regardless of my gender. Do you understand? Mm-hmm. And another thing is, I'm showing like you can be more than just a DJ. Just because you're a DJ doesn't mean you can't have a personal life. I'm a DJ, I'm married, I have a child, I have businesses. I do my thing. You will still see me. Yeah. And because I remember after I gave birth and I came back and someone was like, oh, I thought you retired. You have 6 children, did you retire? Why should I retire? Do you understand? Do you understand? So, because I remember one of the challenges that was massive that I did face when Facebook was popping the time I started. You should have seen my page, the comments. A shower, wearing short dress. Yeah. You are going to club every weekend. This one. Who did I not sleep with in London? I was always affiliated to someone.
Oh my days.
And I'm not the kind of person that I don't get in people's faces. Mm-hmm. Do you understand? So let there be boundaries, let there be space. But there's been certain times, and Femi's aware, he knows me. Once I switch, I'm the kind of, I will come to your face and I'll ask you verbatim in front of everybody, did I, yes or no? So if you're in my face, you're going to say yes, then you are brave, then we can go. Do you understand? I don't play with, do you understand? And another thing I worked hard is demarcating my life. So hence why Cynthia, the DJ's in the middle, MVP. So when you see me outside, it was MVP. But Cynthia, that's my persona, that's my personal life. That's my day to day. So, yeah.
I mean, you've been in that game for quite a long time. Look at the whole Afrobeat scene, the whole culture now. Yeah, what's your take about it? From where you started?
We are finally getting to where we should have been. Like now we're getting the recognition that they owed us from time. People are no longer just ripping our music and taking the bite size of our sound and turning it into something else. Like we're actually getting recognized as writers, as producers, artists, DJs. The Afrobeat industry is so much more bigger. Yeah. I keep saying the story because I remember when I started out and I was still in uni. Obviously, there's uni DJs and there's London DJs, as they love to call it. So in the uni scene, I was in there. Yeah. Obviously, Afroshare.
Back in the
back in the day, me, Afrobeat, Stars. There was a lot of us. There was a lot of us back then in the uni scene. Yeah. And for Afrobeats, they would give you 50.
The genre was just growing then, didn't it? Yes. It was just growing. It wasn't as popular. No, we were just pushing at that time. So back then it was Bashment and Funky House. Funky House, exactly. So if you were not Funky House DJ or Bashment, you were not really getting bookings like that. So Afrobeats, they would give us 15 minutes towards the end of the night. Yeah. That 15 minutes, you play Gaulekpa, you play Pakurumo, you play Zonto.
is done, and then they're pushing you out for the next. You get, and you'd actually see people move towards the back, and only the proper Afrobeats rider will step forward, and it will just be one small circle. You know, they'll do their warrior dances, and it will be done. And then to move from having only 15 minutes in hours of partying to now, you go to most clubs and it's only Afrobeats. Do you understand? That is massive. That is a massive step up.
Yeah, right now it's Afrobeat from
you're hearing Afrobeat.
Till you step out.
You know, your famous people, your celebrities that people look up to, you go onto their pages, they're dancing to Afrobeats, even though they don't understand the words.
Yeah. Was there any female DJ around that time that could say, you know what? Because for me, I've been searching. Yeah, the first female, which I know I met you like before Steam Bar days and everything. I'm like, I can't really feel I can't see no female DJ. That's why most people in our culture here in the industry know you, like you said, you're the vice president, innit? Of the Nigerian DJ.
Yeah, Nigerian DJs UK.
You see what I'm saying? So the first female vice president, but you were the president before, innit?
No, I wasn't.
You were meant to be the president, though.
No, I've been vice president.
Oh, true. Even when Abbas was it?
No, so when
Steve, is it Steve?
Yes, Stevon.
Stevon.
No, Stevon is now, and before Stevon was Gabe.
Oh yeah.
Gabe.
So
Stevon has been around. Stevon has been the president for a while now.
Yes. So I've been there with Gabe, and now
it's about time you and now you have to. It's about time you're the president.
Oh no, I have too much responsibilities. I have too much responsibilities. You can't kill me.
No, because you've always been bridging that gap, opening that door for the young females in diaspora. They look up to you. You know, because
I hope so.
100%, because you've been there from the beginning of the genre, of the music, of the culture, you know, and I'm so proud to see where you are today.
Thank you.
And then we must not forget you're an artist too. Remember?
Yes.
You're an artist. Can you tell us what, from the DJ bit, you know, what transpired you to say, you know what? Let me try an EP or you see what I'm saying?
Throw it in there. Oh my God.
I remember I came for the EP launch.
Yes, you did.
I was there in East London. Was it East London?
Yes.
Or South, somewhere. I came back many years ago.
East, yeah. Shout.
Can you tell us about that?
Well, shout out to Steve Spotlight, R.I.P.
Oh, may you say, RSP, man.
May he rest in peace. So, me transitioning into doing music was Steve's idea. So obviously, he knew my background and he was my manager at the time. And he understood, you know, he's like, okay, so what are we doing next? This DJ, you've done it, you know. I did my own Europe tour, you know, I toured with a few, you know. He's like, what are we doing? So he was like, okay, how about let's release a single. And then we released Get Down with Uyaino and JJC. But as we're releasing that one, Steve was like, but why just one? Let's increase it.
Yeah.
You know, let's just make a body of work.
That's Steve,
and then it turned into, and you know, Steve is like a bunny battery. He's just good to go. So it turned into an EP, which is out there. And shout out to everyone on that EP. He's got voiceover from Eddie Caddy, Tia Lee, Yemi Rush, Ike Chooks.
Big up, mate. The whole industry was on that.
Yeah.
And everybody came out for you that night. Yeah. I remember. Everybody came out for you, man.
It was awesome. Casey was there. Industry, the industry
was there, you know.
Everybody was there. The support
we came to support, man, you know. I think your mom was there.
Of course.
Your mom was there. Your sister, family.
Proud mother.
You know. Yeah. So I mean, obviously, right now, present. What are you doing at the moment? I know you still do a DJ.
Yes.
Apart from that, what else?
So apart from DJing, obviously I have my business, which is just one of the businesses. Obviously I have my personal businesses on the side as well. Okay. And I told you I work, and so I work full time. By the way,
full time.
Yes, I do.
Serious?
Yes.
Well, you work for someone else.
Oh yeah.
And come on.
I do. I'm a coder.
But you got your own business though.
Yeah.
And you still work for someone else.
Here's the thing I tell people, I've come across a lot of people that have actually quit their day jobs and their sustenance to just, music is my life, I'll pursue music.
Yeah.
For me, I would never tell you it's a good idea, because I always think to fund where you want to go, you need to be making money.
Absolutely.
You need money to push to where you want to go. And then you also need a fallback. Now, look at COVID. Did anyone know COVID was going to happen? People that were full-time DJs were unemployed. They were not making any money. And a lot of people started becoming Amazon drivers. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but it's just looking for something to get them by. And I was fortunate enough. I've always had a job. So that's one thing my mom's always made sure. She's like, when she gave that ultimatum, she's like, you must bring me that degree. You must have that job going, you know? If something doesn't work out, you will always have... you always have a fallback plan. And at the spot I am now, I'm doing things as a mom, like my direction in life has changed and is reformed, and I'm doing things where my child can sit back and look, and of course she's a girl as well, and say, oh wow, my mom is doing this, my mom is doing that, and you see glimpses of her on social media. She's singing Afrobeats. She wants to be a singer, dancer. She said she wants to be a singer, dancer, doctor, you know, and I'm like, yes, be everything.
Why not?
So I always push for people to always have a fallback plan.
Wow. And I think it's good. It's always been a saying. I think it's one of those things that's highly been said, that you need to have a multiple source of income. You know, and you know, have multiple source of income keeps keeps you going.
Yeah.
So it makes you to get to where you want to be. So like you said, that you know, you need
very
some
hardworking
income for you to
very hardworking. Very hardworking.
I can see.
Yeah, and we appreciate you for that. You know, how do you approach selecting tracks for your set? Are there any particular element you prioritize to create a unique musical experience? You know, because you're a good DJ. I know when you get behind that set. I know I've been to thousands of them, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, back to back.
So what I always try to remember is, before I was a DJ, I was a raver. So I still have that raver in me. That's why my sets are a bit more let's go, fill up the dance floor, because I don't really sit down and prioritize my set.
Okay.
And people say it's bad, but I'm not one of those.
So you just go with the flow.
Yeah, and I'm not one of those DJs you will catch practicing every single day. No, I don't set up my decks at home and I'm like, no, because this is what happens.
This is what I'm gonna play. This is what is involved. Yeah. This is what I'm gonna.
Although it's good to perfect your craft, here's another thing: when you practice so much and you play at home so much, when you go outside, you can't read the crowd and know what to play off the top of your head. You're playing the same thing you're used to that you know has worked at home, but then you need to be looking at your crowd. So that's one thing Soze is always instilled in me, is like, read your crowd. Lift up your head and you read your crowd. Once something's not working, boom, change it.
Change it straight away.
And because my style of DJing is more of a mix and blend, I'm not a drop. So I would blend into Afrobeats, the bashment, to... I know how to do my transitions. So if I'm not reading the crowd properly, that's where you can lose your crowd. So I don't really prioritize my set unless it's a special event, say a wedding, and they want specific things for specific times. Or a few weeks ago, I ended up DJing at a wedding and the groom was Angolan and the bride was Cameroonian.
Wow.
It was one of the most amazing bookings I've ever had. I had so much fun. It took a lot of research though, and thank God I have an Angolan friend. I'm just like, hit me up. I need to know what's popping in your area.
You have to do research about that before the day.
Yeah. And funny enough, it was Michael Tubes that was taking the pictures. And he's like, how do you even know what to play?
That's true.
When do you even know when to jump? I'm just like, guy.
Wow.
We've been doing this for 13 years. You would know.
13 years.
Yeah. So I don't spend a lot of time just, preparing things, because it takes you away from enjoying the moment of when you're playing.
What advice do you have for aspiring female DJs? What advice you got for them?
Have fun.
Have fun. Just like that.
Yeah, do your thing.
Go behind the deck and have fun.
Have fun.
But you train before you start having fun.
Yes, I trained. So, of course. Of course, you put in the work.
And the passion must be there.
The passion has to be there, yes.
It's not just I want to make the money. let me go and do it. Yeah.
If you're going there for money, you're disturbing yourself. The fashion.
Exactly.
Because
Exactly.
I don't know if you know about some of these promoters, but I'm joking. But no, you need to have fun. Do your thing.
Yeah.
Be yourself. Find something that's unique to your style, and just stay on course with it. That's it. I can't really give too much advice. All I'll say is do your thing. Own it. Like earn your place and own it. Don't just think, oh yeah, I'm a female, I'm going to come, have my pants showing. Do that. No. Like,
and you know what? There's so much females DJs out there now.
Yeah.
A lot of them are coming out, which is good. And obviously, most of them must have been looking up to people like you, you know, for them to get into that, for them to start DJing as a female. Because then, you know, you don't see no female behind the deck. I'm talking the 90s, you know, towards the early 2000s. You just like a male-dominated industry.
Yeah.
Then, if I can, I'm just trying to.
You're even going too far back.
Yeah.
You're even going too far back.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Too far.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's too far.
Exactly.
Because
Even 2000.
Even times of Steam Bar, like
Steam Bar,
when
exactly.
I go and start,
for
the first, I'll say 15 minutes was very nerve-wracking, because then it would be like people stop.
Yeah.
And they will come forward. I'm looking at me. Like, what are you playing? What are you playing? I would, like, one of the experiences I would never forget is Two Faces tour. We went to Paris. Hey, God. As I walked on that stage, my whole leg was doing I got behind the DJ deck, they plugged me in, and then people just moved forward. One guy was just there. You know, there's always one person that's like, if you don't play well, they'll beat me today. The guy was just there watching, and Tia Lee was there. So Tia Lee was like the English MC, then they had the French MC. Then Tia came to me and said, "You got this, calm down." And then, as I was telling you about my techniques, obviously I have my family, you know, Unbeatable T.
Yeah.
Those are my industry family, you know.
24/7, yeah.
And those times they know, like when I'm about to go on, the first thing you see them is get me a shot of tequila. We'll all do tequila at the bar. You noticed? We'll all do tequila at the bar. Then another technique I use is, because I'm short-sighted, I never used to wear my glasses. So if you're not in front of me, I can't see past you. I can see movements, but I can't see you clearly. That was my way of handling the shyness.
Okay.
So I remember Unbeatable, T got me tequila and was like, "You got this, just calm down. Go with the first song." It's always the first song. So I have to, it's the first song that's the trickiest for me. Because I need to make sure it's like, okay, this is an announcement that there's a switchover, and then I can carry on.
Yeah.
So I remember the first song I dropped was Ojuele Washita.
Yeah.
And it was like, hey. I was like, okay.
Whoa,
We're in there. And then we started playing. And it was good. And I think one thing that threw me off that day was there was another artist.
Okay.
I'm not going to say his name because you know him. And I remember during the practice before the show, we had met during rehearsals. And he thought like I was maybe one of the... I tried to send me message.
To go and do a buy drink.
And it was like, hey, come... You know that kind of... hey, come here.
That kind of command.
And that time I was like, what's going on? No?
Yeah.
I was like, T, what's going on?
Yeah.
Now I'm at a point where... me, hey, are you... Hey.
So yeah, what's wrong with you?
You understand? So that's one of the advice I give to girls as well. You have to find your bully. That bully inside you.
And you have to create that confidence in them, innit?
Yeah.
It's all about the confidence.
Of course.
You grew with that confidence into it. You know, the more you were out there, the more you were doing what you were doing, and you were loving it with the passion. And then you had that support around you.
Oh yeah.
I can tell you had that the guys would really support you, because like at the Vogue, Unbeatable, Tiali, you know.
I still do.
We're still there.
They call me the mommy of the group.
Yeah.
So I make sure I keep everyone together.
Yeah.
Like even if it's having private dinners at my house.
I think you lot need to come and do one night with you guys. We all crew. Remember, you know what I'm talking about. Ain't you lot need to do that. Yeah, one night with the team.
I thought you're
like Life at VBO Lounge.
Once a year, the Nigerian DJ UK, isn't it? There was a time where you're doing every once a year. And if I may ask this question, have you had sort of the upcoming female or the female DJs? Let me use that word. the female DJs consult you for support and advice on how to break into the scene? Have you had any?
Yeah, of course. I've had a few messages, and the unfortunate thing is, because of the amount of things I do, I don't like to promise people and say, hey, I'll take you on or I'll do this with you. But I do try to explain that as much as possible so they don't feel like I'm fobbing them off.
But you give them advice though, like
yes,
give them support.
If needed or when they need it, yes, I'm happy to do that. Because I've had a few people try and say, okay, can you train me or can you... This is not me trying to, say no. It's just me being realistic. Like, the time that you would need for that training is not there. Yeah. Do you understand? Okay. So, but yeah, and there's a lot.
You're very, very busy yourself because the whole industry is really busy.
It's busy right now.
Like before, where that you still got a bit of time to
do all the things. Yeah,
but now it's crazy.
Yeah,
right now,
but there are a few female DJs that I love, like Ems. Okay. She's one of my favorite.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Her mixes, I bang them out.
Ems, yeah.
Yeah, DJ.
So
Ems.
we need to watch out for DJ Ems, yeah.
Yeah, she's dope.
Okay.
She's dope.
And who else?
You have Ems. Joanna B is another good DJ.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you heard of a DJ called Trouble?
Yes.
You've heard about it?
Yes.
Yeah.
There was a point she was on my radio station as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. This is Induztry Arts Podcast. You know that?
Yes.
This is our industry, our industry. So tell us your gossip about the industry right now. How you feeling the industry in the UK right now? In the UK, we. What's your take? Because they say there's a lot of backstabbing, there's a lot of this, there's a lot of that. How do you say it?
I don't know about any of that.
Say what?
I don't know about any of that.
You don't want to be part of that?
You already see. I don't play politics. I don't like politics. If you don't need to see me, you will not see me. I can promise you that.
True.
And he knows.
But there's so much. Yeah, true.
So if unless I hear it in person, do you understand? Only because the reason I've tuned myself to that mentality is because there was so much I was hearing about myself that was bringing me down at some point.
Okay.
Do you understand? So I'm at a point where if you don't feed me right,
exactly,
you don't need to be around me.
Yeah.
So I don't really, unless you want to give me gist, I like to hear gist.
There's so much gist, we're with the media, ain't it? So
I know you hear everything. You hear everything.
Comes to but for me, all I'm rooting for is unity. The unite till we are.
Is that possible?
I don't know. I'm still trying up to today. I'm still trying to see if that's ever gonna happen. But it's been decades now. I don't see that happening.
Femi is like the peacemaker.
I don't see that happening. I'm trying, but it's not happening. It's like everyone's just, but I remember then, when we used to like, what, guys, come man, let's come together and do this. But some people feel like, they can just do it on their own. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But this is the industry. We're there, The industry is big now. It's gone global now. You see, and we thank God for people like you promoting the genre of music called the Afrobeats. You know what I'm saying? Ben TV, Black Jane DJ UK, the promoters, the club owners. It's everyone come together that make this happen. You see what I'm saying? And we give thanks to every one of them. Yeah.
I hear what you're saying. This, utopia, but how are you gonna get everyone to come together?
By creating WhatsApp group.
Me. I'll first leave that WhatsApp group for all of you. First week I'll mute. I know. Second week
that's the problem.
I think there's a lot to look at. Because, if you're looking at you're going to look at the DJs, you're going to look at promoters, you're going to look at club owners. Yeah. So I think trying to marinate everybody together, I don't know how that's going to happen, but I think that's a way forward because everybody needs to be speaking the same language.
So,
because when there are differences, is that there's a barrier somewhere. So the promoters are not working closely with the DJs and the club owners. There will always be a barrier because everybody is a hand and leg to this beautiful entertainment industry.
It is.
So how about we actually start with promoting the artists that we do have in our industry.
Yeah.
So if you
yeah.
notice, my EP was only, apart from JJC who left here and went to Nigeria,
yeah.
they were all UK artists.
yeah,
So
yeah.
how about we start from that? Because they don't get a fair chance. Do you understand? People get dropped every day once they hear, hey, Ashake is here. Boom, they've left. Oh, this one is here from Nigeria. Boom, they've left. But then there are a lot of people here that we do have that are
Yeah.
willing to put in the work, do put in the work,
Yeah.
have the
So
talent.
what's your problem then? Because we've been having this problem from day one, Cynthia. Remember when you should do the top 10 for the UK artists? Just for
let
the
me
many-
throw small petrol inside the fire.
Yeah.
How about we start with promoters? Yeah, when a talented artist comes to you, you're doing a show, say, please, can I open up as an opening artist? Don't tell them to go and sell 500 tickets before they can be on your show. And then they go and sell the
I get your
500
point
tickets,
now. Yeah, I get
and
your
they
point.
still can't
Yeah.
be on your show.
Yeah.
Why?
Wow, I get your point. I get your point.
You
Because
you're right there.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I've seen, to be honest, which a lot of artists that have come through this place. I've had the UK-based artists who have come to say, "Can I open up?" And I think they all can testify where I have agreed that they should open up. You know, and I've actually put them in the same environment with the
where they can grow.
with the A class.
Yeah.
A-list artist.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of them has appreciated it because they're not being treated differently. So, and I think what you just said is right. We need to try and promote our local based artists
Yeah.
and support them to grow. So, yeah.
Because I think that's a page we need to take from the Americans. Because there are so many American artists like you and I don't even know, but you hear they're big in our
Big,
hometown.
yeah,
they're
they're
big in
massive,
Atlanta.
yeah,
They're big in
yeah,
Houston.
yeah.
Why can't we have artists
Yeah.
and we're like, oh, they're big in London,
I
and
think-
other artists come from Nigeria or Ghana or wherever, and they're like, this is one of our, leading artists. They'll push them
Put that out there.
outside.
Yeah, true.
Do you understand?
Yeah,
So-
but I think like the UK artists are really finding it difficult to get that sound in it.
No, they're not.
Okay, what's your problem then? Why are they not out there?
It's
See what
not-
I'm saying? Because like, if you talk about, for example, now Ruga, yeah, it's gonna sell at 5,000.
Okay.
Whatever is, like Ashake sold at 20,000. So can you name me one UK act that's from Africa, like Nigeria UK act? No grime, Afrobeat. Yeah, in the
Afrobeat,
UK,
yeah.
yeah, that can sell Indigo O2.
That's not a fair comparison. Should I start?
Okay.
Because Ruga started from somewhere and he has backing.
Yeah.
Ashake started from somewhere because I used to
Just
see him
like
on Dr.
Mologo
Mr.
started
Shaggy.
from here. We backed him. Remember Mologo? Remember what's this guy's name? There's few of them. There's Mologo. There's who else? No, Naira Marley. I'm talking about those. Yeah, Naira Marley went back home. I'm talking Mologo. This guy, remember this guy? The guy, tall guy, cute little boy like this.
Cute little boy.
Yeah.
Was he on my EP?
No.
Igbo?
No, Yoruba.
Yoruba.
Yeah,
It's not Demi, isn't it? It's not
Huh?
Demi. Is it?
No, they had a little problem and went in and came back out.
Who's Sona?
Sona.
Oh.
Yeah, Sona.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
that
yeah, Sona.
description you had to give me to get it.
Yeah, Sona.
Yes.
Then we got Sona, we got Stoner G, we got, there's so much
Big up
artists
Stunner
like
G. He was on my EP as well.
And he was on that, yeah. So we got so much UK artists then that were really pushing.
Yes.
So what happened?
The love wasn't there.
Exactly.
It gets draining. It gets tiring and demotivating. Like when you're pushing constantly, you're releasing work. Doing that EP made me realize, hey, maybe this artist's life is not for me. The amount of work that mentally goes into it and talent, even to sit down and listen to an instrumental over and over and over again, and then write lyrics, and then come up with a melody, then ad libs. What are we talking about? It takes a lot from a person, and then to try your hardest to try and get on that main stage, and you're almost there, and they tell you haven't sold 500 tickets, is missing one.
No, that's bad.
So,
I don't support that.
Or
But I
don't support that.
But I think things are changing now. In terms of,
but that is.
I think we
you
need to go back
things
to the
are
drawing
changing,
board.
but they're not really.
Yeah.
But that's just one of the examples of the way that they get knocked back down.
Yeah.
And it's
I
just
feel like we
all
need to
doing
go
is
back to
for.
the drawing board.
So
I think we
that
need to
your
go
drawing
back.
board.
Yeah.
Let's first see how, because I'm not being funny. Club owners, promoters, everyone's doing their own thing right now. They're making their own bread somehow.
True.
Even DJs, we find our own places. It's the artists. Let's start from there and see that your utopia that you want to create. Start seeing how you can bring them into the mix.
Okay.
But then, if you look at these artists we're talking about, and do we think they will be difficult to manage or support at some point where an organization or an individual who wants to help push them up gives up? Because we know that it's always been difficult to support or manage artists.
Yeah.
So you would get those behaviors, certain things where it becomes so tiring for whoever is trying to push and sponsor them. So I think finding the right individual talent that would adhere to, how he or she wants to be managed in order for them to do well is another thing.
Oh yeah, and the balance definitely has to be right. The chemistry has to be right.
Yeah.
So it's not everybody you pick up the street.
Right, because if you look at it, is that sometimes you might see that, okay, the ones coming from back home, are they doing well because when they started, they were so hungry for that. The hunger was there, so they pushed their limits. They were ready to listen. They were ready to, put in the effort. Than the one you think, you know what? Even if I don't make it here, there's other means and life in the UK. So that could be a barrier.
I know that could be a barrier. Obviously, especially when it's money coming out of your pocket to push someone, it's your time, it's your resources. Yeah, I know how that feels. But at the end of the day, there still needs to be a platform here, a reputable platform. I'm not talking about, just one small, come and sing for it. No, like let the big names put together a platform that draws in the young cats, the talented ones. Let them come out of hiding. Let them come and put on a show. It doesn't have to be anything sold out or big. It's just something to encourage them and push them. That's how you find the next best thing.
We could start something like an Afrobeat unplugged night with the youth. At VBO Lounge. It could be every Thursday.
Do an Afrobeat X Factor or something.
Yeah. I get where you're coming from. Yeah, because for me, there's young ones now that's loving the general music, the Afrobeats, and they're like, well, you know what, I can do this. And which is true, because everyone's going back to Nigeria feeling that the talent is in Africa, but there's so much talent here, but we just need to look for those. Yeah,
Nigeria will always tap into wherever the talent's coming from.
Exactly.
And that's why when you said earlier, I take you back, and you said the UK don't really have a sound. Yes, we do. Like Afro Swing is our sound.
Okay.
Do you understand? Okay. NSG are Afrobeats.
Okay.
Do you get?
The reason I said that, because at the beginning, obviously Ada Snoop, Raga Remy, remember those the early days.
You're going back now.
No, which is true, because obviously their music was there, but why did they not? Ada Snoop is still there up to today.
Yeah,
pushing his genre music, So someone like that, that's an example for me. You see what I mean? So, and then is it the sound? Is it the music? I don't know why she hasn't.
All of the above.
All of the above.
It's all of the above. Okay. So it's one thing to have the drive, but then if the sound's not right, your team's not right, and you're not getting the right producer working with you that can tweak your sound and make it better, it's not.
It's all about the management then. All together.
It's a mixture, it's a blend, it's a soup. Everything goes in there. Because if you're not having the right producer making your sound, if your lyrics, I don't want to sound like Burna Boy. We have substance in Jesus' name.
Amen.
What about this?
In Jesus' name.
What about this girl? What's her name?
Thank you.
Daco.
Yeah. She had a hit song.
She has a few hits.
Yeah, she had a few hits, and she was in this sugarcane mix, isn't it?
Remix,
yeah, remix. So she's also another great artist from the UK.
So there are people here.
Yeah. Okay.
Miss Banks is there.
Yeah,
And
Miss Banks.
she's
Yeah,
dope.
true. Miss Banks. Miss Banks is into rap, ain't it?
Oh yeah, like
She's into rap.
lyrically,
Like,
she is dope. Like
she's, yeah. I'm talking
she'll
like
spin a
I'm
lot of
talking like
people.
proper Afro beats. Like this Afro
It's
beat.
all
This
Afro
Afro beat.
beats.
Yeah, it's all Afro beats. Yeah, cool.
because it's the same way. Just because someone doesn't rap in Yoruba doesn't make it not Afro beats.
True.
Because it's still Afro
the
beats.
sound
Yeah,
and the culture. And
Afrobeats is
the culture is there and the
subgenres.
sound is there.
Yeah, the culture's
that's true.
there.
Yeah.
The sound is there.
Yeah,
She
that's
speaks
true.
one or two
Yeah,
pidgin or
pidgin,
Yoruba.
yeah,
Do you understand?
join into it.
Yeah, and
true,
then
true.
they what's it called? They sample other songs, like the song she did, and she sampled Premier Gawu. She did it with someone. Anyways,
Okay.
that song is a banger.
Banger.
Do you
Okay,
understand?
Cool.
So it's the same way in Nigeria. You have the subgenre. You have MI. You can't say MI is not Afrobeat, even though he barely speaks any language.
That's the problem, though. They fight in that. Some of them saying that I'm not Afrobeat artist. Some of them calling themselves Afro hip hop. Some of them are calling themselves Afro bashment. So
Those are subgenres.
Exactly.
Under
But that's what
Afrobeat.
even MI will not call himself Afrobeat. I don't think so. He might say I'm Afro hip hop. You know, so it's crazy right now. But we're getting there.
I'm sorry to say this, but it's the old school people.
I know.
Don't fight me, don't fight me. That always they're digging their heels in and not accepting that.
Yeah.
Yes, this sound, this African sound, has over-evolved to a point where now the name that is recognized is Afrobeats. So can we just accept it? And this conversation, I remember it keeps coming up. Afrobeat with the S, Afrobeat with the S. This one, it doesn't matter. Right now, the genre is doing bits. That's where we all need to be looking at, like, oh yes,
it's global, it's big.
It's global,
right
it's
now.
big, it's bigger than all of us.
Yeah.
And this is the name. Now let's go shine with that name. But rather, we're spending more time fighting each other and saying, it's my own, it's not my own, it's a SO, it's no SO. It's all one. It's gone.
Afrobeats is gone. So
you
there's
either
nothing
go
we can
with
do
it
about
or you get left behind.
100%.
Simple.
You know what? MVP, Cynthia, First Lady, as we call her, Life Industry Arts Podcast. You know, we can go all day. You know, we can
conversations.
Yeah. You know what? It's really, really nice having you.
Thank you.
In our studio, in-house, Industry House, Life of VBO Lounge. And we look forward to be seeing you in the near future to come and, you know, grace our studio again. And then we're going to want to be invited to come to VBO to come and play for us one of these days, man. Come on, man. Come and do a special appearance. MVP, Life of VBO
Why
Lounge.
not? If the vibe is right and the money is right and the henny is on deck.
My sister, I love you. That's what you know. Cynthia, man. Give it up to Cynthia, man. God bless you, man.
Thank
God
you for
bless
having me.
Cynthia, obviously, look at that camera, you know, your last word for viewers, your last word, you know, and then, the young ones, advice and stuff like that, please.
Okay, this is Cynthia DJ MVP, live at Industry House Podcast at VBO. Thanks for having me. Make sure you follow me on all social media platforms as Cynthia DJ MVP. It might be Cynthia _, but it's still Cynthia DJ MVP. Keep safe, have joy in whatever you do. If it's not for you, it's not for you. If you're not happy, you drop it. That's my advice for the day.
Say no more. You heard it from the number one herself. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure, man. Yes, guys, Industry House Podcast. We're going for a break and we see you straight after this. One love.